Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. At first glance, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress resembles a steampunk zombie epic, but it's much crueler than that. The world is overrun by Kabane, undead creatures infected by a glowing, iron-hard heart that turns people into mindless killing machines within seconds. Once bitten, there is no cure. Humanity is confined to fortress-like cities connected by armored trains, but even those safe zones are subject to internal class divisions, betrayal, and sabotage. The infected are feared and killed without hesitation, even if they're still human. Becoming a Kabaneri, a half-human, half-Kabane hybrid, is a fate between salvation and damnation, leaving you hunted by both sides. Every breath is borrowed time. Every journey is one bloody derailment away from doom. Civilization here is rusting, armored, and slowly collapsing. 2. 28 Days Later. Danny Boyle's 28 Days Later presents a world not with zombies, but with rage-infected humans. Fast, vicious, and utterly devoid of humanity. The infection spreads through a single drop of blood and takes hold in seconds. Society collapses within weeks. Cities are empty, overgrown, and eerily silent, until a shriek pierces the air, and infected come sprinting through the darkness. But the real horror isn't just the virus, it's how quickly morality decays. Survivor enclaves turn into warlord compounds, soldiers become predators, trust becomes a death sentence. The infected are terrifying, but the breakdown of human order and the emergence of primal cruelty is worse. There's no rebuilding, no cure, no hope. The apocalypse didn't wait, it already won. Number 3, Annihilation. Alex Garland's Annihilation is a psychedelic horror that turns science fiction into something alien, unknowable, and quietly devastating. The Shimmer, a mysterious expanding zone caused by an extraterrestrial event, doesn't destroy the environment. It reconstructs it, refracting DNA, time, and even identity. Creatures inside are mutations of natural life, like a bear that screams with the voice of the person it killed. The land itself is beautiful, yet deeply wrong. People lose not just their minds, but their very selves, blending into the ecosystem or becoming something new entirely. You don't die here, you transform, and that transformation is not something you can understand or fight. The Shimmer isn't evil, it simply is, but it doesn't care whether you're ready or not. Number 4, The Purge. In the Purge universe, society has sanctioned one night a year where all crime is legal, including murder. It's a false utopia built on an annual bloodletting that keeps the masses compliant through fear and violence. If you're poor, disabled, or marginalized, you're a target. The rich have armored homes, private militias, and escape bunkers. You have plywood and prayers. Even outside Purge Night, society is tense and fascistic, with government surveillance, class warfare, and violence always simmering. The worst part? The Purge is by design, an organized system of genocide and control disguised as civic catharsis. You're either a participant, a victim, or someone desperately pretending not to be next. Us. Jordan Peele's Us reveals a reality where every person has a doppelganger living underground, a mute, twisted reflection of themselves called the Tethered. These beings mimic your every move in secret, living in filth and madness until the day they rise. When they come, they're not random invaders, they're you. And they don't just want to kill, they want to replace you, show the world that they exist. The world of Us suggests a hidden infrastructure of horror beneath every seemingly normal life. Your happy suburban home, built on the suffering of someone forced to crawl in your shadow. The deeper message? That society itself is built on invisible exploitation, and when the bill comes due, the reflection in the mirror brings scissors. Number 6, Bird Box. In Bird Box, sight becomes death. Unseen creatures roam the earth. If you look at them, even for a second, you're consumed by madness and immediately, often in gruesome, ritualistic ways. This forces the remnants of humanity to navigate a collapsing world blindfolded, relying on instinct and faith. Society disintegrates rapidly. Cities burn, families are torn apart, and those immune to the creature's madness, already insane individuals, become worshippers, forcing others to see. Safety requires isolation and total sensory deprivation. It's a reality where even opening your eyes can kill you, and where trust, communication, and survival become nearly impossible. The worst part? We never truly learn what the creatures are, only that they always win. 7. The Endless. The Endless is set within a time-looping prison governed by an invisible, godlike presence that observes its victims through supernatural means and potentially for entertainment. People trapped in its influence live out the same events, days, weeks, or years, over and over, dying repeatedly with full awareness of their situation. The loops differ in length, but they always reset at a moment of death or tragedy. Free will is an illusion. Escape is only temporary. Some have given up hope and live in haunted acceptance, while others rebel, only to fall into the loop again. The being that controls this system doesn't reveal itself, nor offer explanation. It just watches. To live here is to know that your suffering is on repeat for eternity, and your captor wants you aware of it. Number 8. Angel's Egg. Mamoru Oshii's Angel's Egg takes place in a ruined, hollow world where meaning has eroded like the stones of the city the characters wander. Time feels frozen. Civilization has vanished. There are no answers, only symbols. A girl protecting an egg she believes holds life. A soldier speaking of a forgotten ark, fossilized giants, and dead oceans. The film isn't about narrative. It's about faith, memory, and loss in a world that has long since died, possibly never existed, or is on the brink of apocalyptic rebirth. In this universe, you don't face death in the traditional sense. You face abandonment by reality itself, drifting through still, decaying beauty with no future, no guidance, and no proof that anything ever mattered. It is loneliness as a world.